Hey everybody, so in this video I'm going to be going over how to find the mean, the median, mode, range, and quartile 1 and 3. So I have the sample already listed. You could see there's, if you count them all, there's a total of 10 different data points. So we could write n equals 10. So to begin with, the mean, alright? So mean, you could also call it the average, and it also has the symbol mu, that, okay? So the mean, alright? It has this formula where you pretty much you sum up all the participating data points and you divide by how many there are. In this case, how many there are, it's n equals 10, and we're just going to add all of those up. So the fancy formula, 1 over n times the sum, alright, starting from 1. Okay, we're summing up all these different data points and going all the way up to n. Alright, so that would just be, so you're adding 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. So if you go ahead and do that in the calculator and then you divide by 10, alright, so we're adding all these and you divide by 10, you should get 7.9. Alright, so 7.9 would be our mean. And then the median, alright, so there's a formula for the median where it doesn't tell you what the median is, but it tells you where it's located. And that is, so you have a half times n plus 1. So, and that would just give you, so we have, so n is equal to 10 plus 1, 11, divided by 2, 5.5. So 5.5 is not the median itself, but it tells you where it's located. And since we don't have a whole number, we have a decimal. Okay, so 5.5, so that means it's going to be located in between the 5th and the 6th. If we had 5.1, then the median is going to be either the 5th or the 6th. So it's not that 5.5, that means it has to be strictly in between the two in order to take the two account. Say if you had 5.9, it's not like we're going to pick the 6th because 5.9 is closer to 6. No, if it's a number that falls in between two numbers, then you have to take the average of those two numbers. So 5.5, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th, and this is the 6th. We're just going to average those two out. So 7 plus 9 divided by 2, and you get 8. All right, so the median is equal to 8. Okay, and then next, the mode. What the mode means is that it's the most repeated data point. Sometimes you might have one, sometimes you might not. In this case, we do have a mode. The most repeated data point is 9, all right? And it's being repeated twice. If you only had 1 9, that means each number is only mentioned once or given once. That means we don't have a mode, but in this case we do. So the mode would be 9. Okay, and then also the range. The range is just the greatest data point minus the smallest. So the range would just be the largest, 15, minus the smallest, which is 2. Right, so 15 minus 2. And that would be 13. That's your range. Okay, and now going to quartiles. So quartiles is, so you have quartile 1, Q1, and you have Q3. Q1, quartile 1, you could also call it the 25th percentile. It's the same thing. Quartiles are just a special type of a unique percentile. So 25th percentile. Same thing goes for Q3. It is the 75th percentile. And the way you find that, same thing like the median. Now going back to the median is quartile 2. But it's just, quartile 2 is 50th percentile, so right in the half. That means 50% of the data points are greater than the median, and 50% of the data points are less than the median. So the way we find Q1, all right, this formula, just like the median, it tells you where it's located but not what it is. So that would be a quarter, 1 over 4, times n plus 1. So that's just saying 11, so n plus 1, 11, divided by 4, and once you punch that into the calculator, you would get, let's see, 11 divided by 4, 2.75. So 2.75, that tells you where it is. So going back, so we're going to average out the second and the third, because 2.75 falls in between 2 and 3. So 1, 2, and this is 3. Average these out, and you get 4. So 4 is your Q1. Okay, the 75th percentile would also be the same thing. 3 over 4, or 0.75, times n plus 1. And in the calculator, you get 8.25. So we're going to average out the 8th and the 9th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9. Average those out, and you get 11.5. So Q3 would be 11.5.